What is up, everybody? Back with another list here today. And with this one, I'm going to give you all my 10 favorite bands from Finland. Great country for metal. A bunch of bands I was trying to narrow down here. I had like 20, but got it ready. And as usual, it's just my opinion, and I will give some honorable mentions at the end. Here we go. So starting things off is going to be the band Nazarene, which is a pretty new band here, the newest on the list. They formed in 2018, and they only have 2 albums, but I think they're both really good. They got to make my list. Between Land and Sky from 2020 was in my top 10 black metal albums of 2020, and their new album, which is, I'm probably going to butcher this pronunciation, but Martaden Malta, or something along those lines, but I've got the picture there. You can just tell by that album cover. It looks majestic, very naturey. And that's the atmosphere of this music. They've got a lot of very cool instrumentation going on. As I said, like, it just sounds very majestic and beautiful a lot of the time. You know, there's violin mixed in there. There's accordion, keyboards. The guitar is amazing. Love the tone. The vocals sound cool. But really good band. Great black metal. I highly recommend. Nazarene, my number 10. Next up at number 9 is War Moon Lord, and I did make a slight mistake. This is actually the most modern band on the list. Nazarene formed in 2018. War Moon Lord formed in 2019. So both very modern. They both have 2 albums. You know, the most recent came out last year by War Moon Lord, which was in my top 10 black metal albums of the year. That was called Battle Spells. Awesome album, and I've got their debut right here, Burning Banners of the Funeral War, which... very, very classic looking album cover. It sounds very classic. It is extremely raw on the first album. The guy's name is Lord Vrajator. He does all the instruments, all the vocals, great musician, does all the songwriting. Very raw on the first album, and then Battle Spells, which came out last year, is a little bit better produced. The overall sound, I think, is better. There is some symphonic elements creeping in on the second album, but the first one is just straightforward, like 90s sounding raw black metal. Both are awesome, and reminds me a little bit of Satanic Warmaster, which the band is currently on Werewolf Records, which is Werewolf from Satanic Warmaster's record label. So I hear the similarity there between the bands, but great stuff. I think that Nazarene and War Moon Lord, as time goes on, can both move up in the ranking as they release more albums in the future. But as of now, I've got War Moon Lord at number 9. Next up at number 8 is Children of Bodom, a really cool band. They formed in 1993, originally under the name Inearthed, and then they changed their name to Children of Bodom right before their debut came out in 1997. They got 10 albums, pretty long, and a really successful career. They're one of the most successful metal bands from Finland of all time, from a commercial standpoint. Pretty big following. Lexi Leho, the front guy, leader of the band, vocalist, lead guitar, was a great musician, amazing guitar player, and I always thought he had a really cool voice as well. That debut album, Something Wild, you know, there's some tints of black metal there, but as a whole, the band, you know, melodic death metal mixed with power metal. And I did always think if Lexi had been the singer of like a straightforward black metal band, that his voice would have fit it really well. He just, I think, would have done really well with that style. But Ruplat Vala, another amazing guitar player that was in the band. Alexander Kuopala, another good guitar player as well. But I really love the first 5 albums, I'd say. Hatebreeder, the 1999 album, and I always really thought they had super cool album artwork as well. Downfall is a super cool song on here. Love the keyboard opening, and then everything, the guitar comes in over top of it. Just amazing flowing song. But Follow the Reaper, Hate Crew, Death Roll, Are You Dead Yet? Some other really good albums from them, and just a really solid band. Children of Bodom, number 8. Coming in at number 7 is Impaled Nazarene, a really classic black metal band here. They formed in 1990, 13 albums from them, so pretty good, big body of work. They they've had a relatively consistent lineup other than the guitar player, but the other three guys in the band, drums, bass, and vocals, have all been together since 2000, so pretty, solidified lineup there. And Alexi Laiho, he was actually in this band for about 2 years, from 98 to 2000. He was on their album The Hill in 2000, from Children of Bodom, but great guitar. Mika Luutinen is the vocalist, front guy of the band. Dude is crazy, just insane stage presence. They're really, pretty much kind of super obnoxious. They've got some really perverted, lyrical themes and stuff like that, trying to, shock value stuff. But the guy's stage name, I don't know how exactly it's pronounced, but it's spelled like Slutty, Slutti, 666. So that's what he's going by. Looking at these albums, my favorite is probably Rapture. 6th Degree Mindfuck is just an amazing song. But that one that Alexi played on, The Hill, is really good. The first couple of them are awesome, but very solid, very aggressive, just classic black metal here. Impaled Nazarene, my number 7. Next up at number 6 is Archgoat, maybe the heaviest band on the list, just some brutally heavy stuff. Black metal mixed with some elements of death metal. This band's actually pretty cool too, because twin brothers are the main guys. Their stage names are Lord Angel Slayer and Ritual Butcherer. Their real names are Rainer and Kai, so they gotta get their super brutal stage names there instead of those real names. But they originally formed in 1989, were together until 93 originally, and then broke up for a while, got back together in 2004, have released 5 full-length studio albums since then, and my favorite is probably the Luciferian Crown from 2018. But yeah, awesome stuff, very heavy. Highly recommend them if you just like extreme brutal stuff. Archgoat, my number 6. Next up at number 5 is Norhem, pretty modern band again here. They formed in 2017. They only have 3 full-length studio albums, but they're all amazing, so they're able to get here pretty high up on the list with just those 3, and their most recent just came out at the end of May, which helped propel them a couple of spots up in the rank. But Koitos from 2020 is a freaking masterpiece. Absolutely majestic sounding album. Love the atmosphere. The keyboard sound that they have is super unique and just sounds amazing with the music. Of course, the guitar melodies and riffs and everything about it is awesome as well. Very, again, fits the nature atmosphere. It makes you feel like you're out in a Finland forest in the snow or something listening to this music. But awesome band, highly recommend. Probably not a super well-known band, so check them out if you don't know them. Norhem, number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Sargeist, freaking amazing band here. It was started by Shotrig as a side project, the guitarist from Horna. The dude is a freaking wizard on guitar. Amazing, amazing riffs from him. I love his just playing style in general. Super awesome. They've got 5 albums, so not a huge body of work, but they're all really good albums. A lot of it's very raw, classic sounding black metal, Satanic Black Devotion in particular, just very raw and evil and dark. The main riff from the title track of that just, it sounds so evil. It almost gives you an uneasy feeling listening to it, but it's amazing at the same time. And then looking at some of the other stuff, Let the Devil In is just another masterpiece. And Unbound, which is actually my favorite album from them. The production on it is slightly better than most of the other stuff, but it still has a very raw, just chaotic, classic black metal sound at the same time. Just awesome band. Sargeist, number 4. Next up at number 3 is Azaghal, probably the most underrated, or one of the more underrated bands on this list. They're freaking amazing. They have 11 albums, been around a while, originally formed in 95, went through a couple of band names, landed on Azaghal in 1998, have been known since that, or by that since then. As I said, 11 albums. My couple favorites are probably Beasts and Vultures, Nemesis, and Omega. Nemesis might be my favorite, the one from 2012. Just ridiculously good stuff. Great melodies. The riffs are amazing. Pretty thrashy and raw. Narkoth is the main guy's name, the only constant member. He does guitar. He's also done like bass and some other stuff in the band as well, but mainly the guitarist, and he's freaking great. Love his riffs. But yeah, super underrated. You need to check him out if you don't know him. Azaghal, number 3. Coming in at number 2, the band on my shirt, Horna. Love these guys. They formed back in the mid-90s. Have a lot of releases, 10 full lengths, some EPs. This is an EP, which I freaking love this shirt. Some of my favorite art that I have on a shirt. Love their font and band logo right there. But Shotrig, as I mentioned before, is a freaking master on guitar. His riffing style and his tone is just so good. The guy lays down so many ridiculously good riffs, and I can't really pronounce much of their stuff. It's all in Finnish, but I usually just go by the year. So their 2005 album is freaking amazing. It's probably my favorite by them. Love the 2008 one. Their last two from 2015 and 2020, both really good as well. But whole discography is pretty damn solid. So they're here at number 2 for me. My second favorite band from Finland, Horna, and got to go through some honorable mentions as usual, of course. Looking at these, got Baptism, Behexen, who's really good, Malum, Amorphous, Beharit, and a bunch of other good ones that I'm sure you guys can let me know in the comments. But on to my number 1. And taking the number 1 spot has got to be Satanic Warmaster for me. Just amazing band. All of their albums are incredible. They formed in 1998. The debut, Strength and Honor, came out in 2001. The first couple, extremely raw, but even though it's really raw, it still has some really nice melody. The main guy of the band, Werewolf, is a freaking mastermind musician, writes great songs. The stuff flows beautifully, and there was a guitar player on the first 2 albums, went by the name Lord War, and then other than that, Werewolf does everything else. He plays guitar on all the other albums, but looking at these, Fimble Winter from 2014, at this point, the production got a little bit better. It's a bit cleaner sounding, but still very freaking aggressive and primal sounding at the same time. Funeral Wolves, the second song on that album, is my favorite ever by them. When it kicks in, just gets me super pumped up, has me ready to run through a freaking wall. So amazing. They released a brand new song also, a couple of weeks ago, or a couple months ago now, at the end of April, Baphomet. It's looking like that's going to be my favorite black metal song of the year. It's freaking amazing. The riff is so awesome, and it's just a badass song. Hopefully the album that's going to be on comes out soon, but awesome band. Werewolf, great musician. Satanic Warmaster, my number 1 band from Finland, and that wraps up my list. As usual, I'd like to know what y'all think. Give me your lists in the comments, and until next time, thank you for watching.